Today's topic is anonymity, or at least relative anonymity. And if I can find your home, your mortgage amount, your investment properties, the mortgage amount on your investment properties, your luxury goods, and other information about you in 60 seconds flat, you might be a target for lawsuits. So we're going to talk today about how the truly wealthy manage to vanish from public record and blend into the crowd. This whole concept of anonymity is romanticized a little bit. Before we really dive into this, there are two things that I want to clarify. Number one, I don't want you to think about anonymity and blending in and hiding as a yes or no, on or off, black or white, you have it or you don't kind of thing. I want you to think about it as a spectrum. You're more anonymous or you're less anonymous. You're easier to find or you're harder to find, that sort of thing. There are things that we can do to blend in, and the more of them that we do, the more we're going to hide, be more difficult to find, be more difficult to target. That's the first thing. Second thing, the concept of anonymity is very frequently linked to or confused with, actually, the concept of asset protection. These are different concepts. Now, they're very closely related, and often we're going to employ both. However, once you're on the target list, once you're in a lawsuit, once you're in a deposition, anonymity doesn't do anything for you. And it doesn't matter how well your assets are hidden, because if they put your butt in a deposition chair and say, tell us what you own, there's not a lawyer in the world who's going to tell you to lie about that. And if you do, you're going to find yourself in a world of troubles. So this is really about hiding in plain sight to stay off of the target list in the first place. So let's talk first about what I call low-hanging fruit. And this is something that plaintiff attorney firms do. A lot of them, in fact, won't even pursue a case if there's not insurance involved. An insurance company is essentially just a big pile of money that will pay out more or less any amount that they could possibly find themselves with a judgment from a court for. An insurance company is the lowest hanging fruit imaginable. And in fact, there are a lot of very successful plaintiff firms who won't even take a case if there's not insurance involved. So then one step up from that is, well, maybe there's no insurance, but this person has a lot of money, and we know if we get a judgment, we're going to be able to satisfy it because they have millions of dollars and 10 houses and yachts and luxury goods, and we know we're going to be able to go take things. That's kind of the next step. Then the next step after that is, well, we don't see that they have anything, and we can't tell if there's anything here that we're going to be able to proceed against. Here's why that's important. If you're a plaintiff attorney, you're generally taking these cases on contingency. That means that your client isn't paying anything for the entire case. They're not paying anything up front. They're not paying anything hourly. They're not even paying the expenses. That means that you have to be relatively certain that there's going to be a payoff down the road. That A, you have a good case, that you're going to be able to get a settlement or a judgment or something like that. And B, if you get a judgment, that you're going to be able to enforce it. You can't get blood from a stone. You can get a million, billion, zillion dollar judgment against somebody, and if they have no money, that judgment is not worth the paper that it's written on. So what we want to do when we're talking about being anonymous, we're talking about hiding assets, we want to appear to not have anything, to not really be all that interesting, to not have a whole lot of money floating around, to not have 10 investment properties, et cetera, and so forth. There's a few ways that you can do this. One of the ways is a trust, and that changes the ownership on the document from John Doe to 123 Main Street Trust. Another way to do it is with an LLC, partnership, corporation, or other business entity. And that does a very similar thing. It changes the title on the deed from John Doe to 123 Main Street LLC. When you search for John Doe, you're not going to see 123 Main Street, because 123 Main Street is owned by 123 Main Trust or 123 Main LLC. Another really important point here is I don't want you to forget about social media. Now, if you interview 10 trial lawyers, they can all tell you 10 stories, 100 stories of how social media has totally fucked one of their clients at some point in time, because for some reason people think that nobody reads their social media, or there's a compulsion, or I don't know what it is. Guys, let me level with you. People who don't have your best interests in mind are going to read your social media. I'm going to put on the screen now, a guy in Los Angeles had a $600,000 Richard Mille watch, put it on his private Instagram, and you can probably already tell me what happened. He steps out of a Bentley wearing a $600,000 Richard Mille watch.
A man is ambushed in a parking garage by a gang of thugs who beat him and stole his $600,000 watch. He thinks he was targeted because he showed off that watch on social media just hours earlier.
A man is dragged from the wheel of his luxury car by 3 robbers brandishing guns. They're determined to steal this Swiss watch, worth more than $600,000. The vicious gang gets clean away with the high-end bling. He posted video of himself wearing it on Instagram just hours earlier.
People told me previously, don't post stuff on social media, but I never thought. Guns drawn, one was hitting me with a gun.
One of the robbers actually tried to shoot him from close range, but the gun jammed. The watch is uninsured.
What would you do differently?
Definitely don't post.
Anybody looking at that guy, whether you have any idea who he is or not, whether you know what his social media is or not, you look at that dude walking down the street with a $600,000 watch, getting out of a Bentley, you're thinking, all right, that guy would be all right to sue. We could get some money out of him. Point is, if you want to be anonymous, if you want to hide in plain sight, don't do that. So what are your action items here? Number 1, stop receiving property deeds in your name. Put them in a trust, put them in an LLC, put them in a corporation, or for bonus points, put them in a trust where the trustee is an LLC from a foreign jurisdiction that doesn't disclose ownership information, or put them in an LLC that is owned by a trust. There are many ways that you can layer these strategies to where it becomes harder and harder to find you. Full disclosure, all of those layers of complexity come with attorney spend. Don't try to do this yourself. Number 2, if you have an entity, don't be your own registered agent, because those registered agent filings are public record and they're really easy to find. Hire a registered agent. If you're even watching this video, you can afford $100 a year. Third, I want you to remember that anonymity is not protection. We're going to take our steps. We're going to vanish out of public view. You're not done. You have more to do. This is a good first step, but you need to call a lawyer. We're talking about backup plans and then backup plans to those backup plans. Fourth, stop flashing expensive things. Assume that bad people are reading your social media. Don't put your brand new Lambo on Instagram. Don't put your $600,000 watch on Facebook. It's people who'd like to sue you, or worse, mug you or blackmail you or kill you to take your stuff. They're watching those platforms. However good it feels to brag, I want you to keep in mind that bad people are also looking at those social media platforms. So guys, I hope this was helpful today. If you have questions, drop a comment, give me a call, shoot an email. If you have other topics that you'd like me to cover, put it in the comments. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.